Good morning, social media. Yeah, I just want to tell another story because I honor the Bible. My mom told me I had to tell my story, so honor that father and mother. Alright, well, when I was going to a Michigan International Speedway race, and I think it was the June race in Michigan. And it's when NASCAR was Winston Cup, and I was there with three of my friends, and we were just a bunch of, we were younger, and we had coolers of beer, we had a cooler of beer, cooler of food, and another cooler of beer. We got in the party bus and went to the race, had a good time, and we waited 3 hours in the parking lot to leave because there was a lot of people there. Well, afterwards we started doing a little drinking afterwards. And I remember having a conversation with this young lady. Her name was I'm not gonna say her name, but it was we were talking. She was with her mother, her mother's boyfriend, and her friends. And we weren't. I wasn't hitting on her. Just talking. Conversation like I've always talked to people. I talk the conversation, and we were just talking, and I was not a lot intoxicated, a little intoxicated, and we were in the middle of the bus or the back of the bus, and the bathroom was behind us, and I looked up, and a man was, in the aisle trying to get to looking like he was going to the restroom. And so I stopped talking for a minute, and I, put my knees in, being respectful, let the guy go through. And the guy stopped right in front of myself and the young lady, and the guy looked at me, looked at the young lady, looked back at me, looked back at the young lady, and the asshole looked at her and said, "Bitch, suck my dick." I said, "Oh, what?" It was almost like just an instantaneous habit. I smacked the dude's leg as hard as I could, and I know he felt it. And I put my hand out, and I was shaking the guy's hand, and he looked at me. The guy reached my hand, and I squeezed his hand, stood up, and I started, pushing him, and I pushed him towards the front of the bus. I told him to, stagger the drunk ass back to the front of the bus. And then the other two friends, one was a black belt and the other guy was doing new martial arts, and they were with 7 other people. One of them was a bouncer that we had gotten into an altercation with at a country bar. Anyway, he looked at me, and I stood up. I was, defend someone. I don't know if she was someone's wife or someone's girlfriend or whatever. I just, defending someone. And she was with her mom and her mom's boyfriend, and they were Christian people. Anyway, the dude went. They went, and the guy went to the front of the bus, and nothing happened. So we sat there. She got scared, and she got up, and she went and sat next to her mom and her dad. She said, "Thank you for the conversation." I told her, "Thank you very much. I had a pleasant conversation." Well, anyway, I fell asleep, and I woke up, and my friend had told me to wait a minute, and I was intoxicated. I'm not gonna lie. And what had happened is I was looking, and she waved, and I waved. I told her bye. I didn't know her name or anything. I wasn't trying to hook up or anything. I was, conversation. And then my friend told me to wait a minute, and then she said bye. Nice, she had a smile on her face and whatever. So what I did, I said bye, and then I sat down because my friend told me, to wait a minute. And then he has me her telephone number. I told him, so I didn't want it, he gave it to me. I put it I should have just ripped it up, but I put it in my pocket, and then I went home, and I ended up, I didn't call, I wasn't going to call her, but my friend pressured me into calling her, and I had been calling her. we end up hooking up. We were dating for a while, months. I don't remember how many months, but she was the first person, that we were. I believe we went to church before we even, before we did it. I mean, we kissed or anything, but before we, anything other than that, we went to church. She's the first person that ever took me to church. You know, she's also the woman that, I broke my best friend's heart with. It's I say this because it's Valentine's Day, and then I preach best friends because, I don't have a best friend. I haven't had best friends since high school, I guess. I preach that because, I preach, teach appreciation, appreciate each other, our loved ones, especially, in relationships. The man loves a woman, the woman loves a man. They have problems. They should, resolve the problems within their own relationship, not get advice from family members, especially friends. Because friends have a tendency to, make, tell the other person to cheat or something like that. And it's, it's not good. If we're going to cheat, we should cheat death, or things like that. But I don't dwell. It's just, I don't know. It's these are the type of things that I do. I teach chivalry. I taught chivalry then, when I was in San Antonio, teaching chivalry at homeless shelters, ministries, just downtown at the Riverwalk. I was teaching chivalry then, I guess it's my old school values, and I won't ever lose those. I teach those, the old school chivalry in a new school way, though. I won't lower my standards for anyone. I don't care. I don't care if a person famous. I don't care if a person nothing. I won't lower my standards anymore. That was 3 years. I promised God I would make it 3 years celibate, and I did. I made it 3 years celibate. I did that. A person that was addicted to porn, I did that. And it's not easy. It's not an easy road. But when a person really, truly wants to be in a loving relationship, they go above and beyond to change themselves. Being reborn after my car accident, it's an amazing thing. And I have God to thank for it. God has been in my life the entire time. I pray everybody has a blessed Ash Wednesday, a blessed beginning of Easter. Just be heads up, things get better. There are guys out there like me that, will defend women's honor just because without expecting anything. It's what I teach the next generation. Men can, do things for women without expecting anything. Just show love just because, I do it because, I admire women. I respect women. I never was aggressive in my marriage or anything, but I did throw my wife on the bed by her neck. I felt like an ass. I never hit her or anything like that, but that was, all the psych meds they had me on. I was allergic for 3.5 years. I love my wife. I wanted to be married to her. So I agreed with the doctor to take those psych meds. I couldn't. I had already started, writing music and playing music. I couldn't sing because there were two that made my jaw cramp up and my tongue stick out of my mouth, so I couldn't sing, So I had to wait a few years before I actually had to, get all of that out of my system, because every time I tried to sing, my jaw would cramp up. But those things, that I did, but I won't ever, take pills, to be in a relationship, I think it's a song by Luke Combs. No. Yeah, Luke Combs, That Beautiful Crazy, when the man, finds a craziness in a woman that he can handle, and then the woman finds the craziness in a man that she can handle. Never let those craziness go, guys. No one that people don't know the craziness might, become the power couple or something. Only God knows. Peace.